Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're counting down 10 watches that have each, in their own way, left a permanent mark on the world of horology. This list is a little different. We're spanning the full spectrum, from the most iconic luxury dive watch ever made all the way down to the kind of everyday hero that millions of people rely on without ever giving it a second thought. These are watches that shaped culture, redefined categories, and proved that a great timepiece isn't just about price. It's about purpose, personality, and the story it carries on your wrist. Let's dive in. Number 10. Rolex Submariner. If you asked 100 people to close their eyes and picture a watch, any watch, the vast majority would describe something that looks almost exactly like the Rolex Submariner. That is the measure of its cultural impact. Introduced in 1953 as one of the world's first purpose-built dive watches, the Submariner set the template for an entire category of sport watchmaking that the industry is still following 7 decades later. The clean, legible dial, the unidirectional rotating bezel, the oyster case with its screw-down crown, the iconic Mercedes hands. Every detail has been refined over the years, but never fundamentally changed, because it was right from the very beginning. Water-resistant to 300 meters and powered by Rolex's in-house 3235 movement, with a 70-hour power reserve and Koeski-level precision, the Submariner is as capable today as it is beautiful. It is simultaneously a working diver's instrument and the most recognized luxury watch on the planet, a combination no other watch has ever quite replicated. The Rolex Submariner retails for approximately $9,100 to $10,800 USD in stainless steel, and on the secondary market it commands significantly more. Number 9. Omega Speedmaster. The Omega Speedmaster has a credential that no marketing budget could ever buy. It is the only watch ever worn on the surface of the moon. NASA's rigorous testing program in the 1960s put every leading chronograph through brutal trials of heat, cold, vacuum, shock, and magnetic fields, and the Speedmaster was the only one that passed. That's not a story. That's a fact. Every Speedmaster you see today carries that lineage. The manually wound caliber 1861 at the heart of the classic Moonwatch Professional is essentially the same movement that flew on Apollo 11, and that connection to one of humanity's greatest achievements gives the Speedmaster a weight no other watch in its price range can claim. The black dial, tachymeter bezel, and 3-register chronograph layout are as iconic as any design in the history of objects. Wear a Speedmaster, and you're wearing 60-plus years of space exploration history. The Omega Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch retails for approximately $6,300 USD, an extraordinary price of entry into genuine horological legend. Number 8. Tag Heuer Carrera. The Tag Heuer Carrera was born from speed and named for danger. Jack Heuer christened it in 1963 after the Carrera Panamericana, one of the most treacherous road races in history. That sense of urgency and precision has defined the Carrera ever since. Clean where other chronographs are cluttered, legible where others are busy, the Carrera distilled the racing chronograph to its purest possible form. The original 1960s models are among the most desirable vintage watches in existence today, and the modern collection carries that spirit forward with in-house automatic movements, column wheel chronograph mechanisms, and a range of dial executions that balance tradition with contemporary edge. The Carrera is the choice of people who understand watchmaking history and want a chronograph that earns its design rather than simply borrowing someone else's. Built for the track, refined for everything else. The Tag Heuer Carrera retails for approximately $4,500 USD, depending on movement and configuration. Number 7. Patek Philippe Nautilus. The Patek Philippe Nautilus is perhaps the most coveted watch in the world right now, and the story behind it is as compelling as the watch itself. In 1976, Patek Philippe commissioned legendary designer Gerald Genta to create a luxury sports watch in steel, a radical idea at a time when steel was considered unworthy of a prestige manufacture. What Genta delivered in a single inspired night of sketching was the Nautilus, an integrated bracelet, porthole-shaped case, and horizontally embossed dial that were unlike anything anyone had seen before. The Nautilus was expensive for a steel watch, and the industry laughed. 50 years later, nobody is laughing. Today, the reference 5711, discontinued in 2021, trades on the secondary market for multiples of its original retail price, and the current 5726A and other references command waiting lists measured in years. The Nautilus redefined what a sports watch could be and what a steel watch was worth. Its blue dial and integrated bracelet are two of the most recognizable design elements in all of luxury. The Patek Philippe Nautilus retails for approximately $35,000, $45,000 USD at retail, where you can find one. Number 6. Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. If the Nautilus is the most coveted watch in the world, the Royal Oak is its equal in terms of historical importance, and some would argue it deserves the top spot. Also designed by Gerald Genta, also launched in steel, also considered an outrage by the industry at its 1972 debut, the Royal Oak beat the Nautilus to market by 4 years and established the blueprint that Patek, and virtually every luxury sports watch since, would follow. The octagonal bezel with its exposed hexagonal screws, the integrated tapisserie-patterned dial, and the integrated bracelet with its beveled and polished links represented a level of case and bracelet finishing that simply had never been applied to a steel sports watch before. Audemars Piguet's manufacturer in Le Brassus has been perfecting the Royal Oak for over 50 years now, and the current references, whether the classic 15202, the 15500, or the perpetual calendar variants, represent some of the finest watchmaking Switzerland produces. The Royal Oak didn't just change Audemars Piguet, it changed the entire industry. The Audemars Piguet Royal Oak retails from approximately $24,000 USD in steel, and on the secondary market significantly beyond that. Number 5. Breitling Navitimer. The Breitling Navitimer is the original pilot's watch, a flying instrument so functional that the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association adopted it as their official timepiece when it launched in 1952. The defining feature is the circular slide rule bezel, which allows pilots to perform in-flight calculations, fuel consumption, speed, distance, rate of climb, without any additional equipment. In the cockpit of a 1950s aircraft, that was genuinely life-saving capability strapped to your wrist. Today, the Navitimer is an icon of aviation heritage. Its busy, instrument-dense dial, a deliberate contrast to the minimalism that dominates modern watch design, and all the more captivating for it. The 46mm case is a bold wrist presence. The chronograph registers are beautifully integrated, and the CO-SC certified in-house movement reflects Breitling's serious commitment to precision. The Navitimer is not a watch for everyone. It's a watch for people who love the idea that their timepiece actually does something. The Breitling Navitimer retails for approximately $8,500, $9,500 USD. Number 4. Seiko 5 Automatic. The Seiko 5 Automatic is one of the great quiet achievers in watch history. A platform so fundamentally well-designed and so responsibly priced that it has introduced more people to the joys of mechanical watchmaking than perhaps any other watch ever made. The 5 in the name originally referred to 5 key features: automatic winding day-date display, water resistance, recessed crown at 4 o'clock, and a durable case and bracelet. Simple promises, reliably delivered, decade after decade. The modern Seiko 5 Sports Collection has elevated the formula significantly. Better finishing, more personality-driven dial designs, and an expanded range of styles from field watch to GMT to diver-inspired, all while maintaining a price point that makes mechanical watch ownership genuinely democratic. The Seiko 5 proves that you don't need to spend a significant sum to experience the living, breathing magic of an automatic movement. For many collectors, this was the first watch that made them care. The Seiko 5 Automatic retails for approximately $250, $500 USD, depending on the reference. Number 3. Casio G-Shock GA2100. The Casio G-Shock GA2100, nicknamed the Casioke by the watch community, is one of the most remarkable product stories in recent memory. When Casio released it in 2019 with a design that cheekily echoed the angular lines of a certain ultra-prestigious Swiss sport watch, collectors did a double-take, and then immediately bought one, or 2, or 5. The GA2100 is shockproof, 200-meter water-resistant, solar-powered, and built to an almost absurd level of toughness, all in a slim, elegant octagonal case that wears surprisingly close to a luxury sport watch on the wrist. The analog-digital display is clean and thoughtfully designed. The resin and carbon core structure is ultralight, and the price tag makes the whole thing feel almost impossibly good. The GA2100 became a genuine phenomenon, worn by watch enthusiasts alongside their Royal Oaks, featured in high-fashion editorials, and beloved by people who wouldn't otherwise give a digital watch a second look. It is, simply put, one of the best-designed objects of the past decade. The Casio G-Shock GA2100 retails for approximately $99, $9,130 USD. Number 2. Fossil Hybrid HR. The Fossil Hybrid HR is the smartwatch for people who don't want a smartwatch, and that sentence alone explains why it's so compelling. The Hybrid HR pairs a traditional analog watch face with an always-on e-ink display hidden just below the 12 o'clock position, discreetly showing health data, notifications, and smart features without any of the glowing touchscreen anxiety that comes with a conventional wearable. The mechanical hands sweep over real dial texture, the case looks and feels like a proper watch, and the battery life stretches to multiple weeks rather than the single-day charging cycle that makes most smartwatches such a nuisance. Heart rate monitoring, step tracking, sleep tracking, and smartphone notifications are all there when you want them, and completely invisible when you don't. In an age where technology is constantly demanding your attention, the Fossil Hybrid HR is refreshingly calm. It's a watch that fits into your life rather than trying to run it. The Fossil Hybrid HR retails for approximately $175 to $235 USD. Number 1. Citizen Echo Drive. The Citizen Echo Drive takes the top spot today, and not out of sentimentality, but out of genuine considered respect for what it represents. The Eco Drive is powered by light. Any light. Sunlight, office fluorescent tubes, a lamp on your bedside table. The solar cell beneath the dial converts it all into energy stored in a rechargeable cell that keeps the watch running for months in complete darkness. There is no battery to replace. There is no winding ritual. There is no dead watch on your wrist at an inconvenient moment. Since Citizen introduced the Eco Drive concept in 1976, they have refined it across hundreds of models ranging from slim dress watches to professional divers to GPS-synchronized world timers, all sharing that same fundamental promise. This watch will never let you down. In a world of increasingly complicated devices demanding constant maintenance and charging, the Eco Drive's quiet reliability feels almost radical. It is accurate. It is beautiful across a huge range of designs, and it asks absolutely nothing of you in return. That is the definition of a great everyday watch, and the reason the Citizen Eco Drive earns our number 1 spot without hesitation. The Citizen Eco Drive retails from approximately $150 to $600 USD depending on the model, and every dollar is well spent.